Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Sridhar Reddy, Assistant Professor of Physics from Government Degree College for Women, Nalgonda. Welcome to Sri Quantum Academy. Today I am going to discuss with you a topic from BSc final year, motion of a charged particle when it is placed in electric and magnetic fields. Outlook of my talk is, I will discuss about a general case when a force is applied on the body or a system, what happens to it. That is general case. Next we will discuss about what is the force acting on a charged particle which is placed in electric field. After that, if the force is acting on the charged particle, what happens to it, that means effect of force. Next one we will discuss about the force acting on a charged particle when it is placed in magnetic field and also its effects. After that we will discuss about the force acting on a charged particle when it is placed in electric and magnetic fields simultaneously at a time. That force is called Lorentz force. We will discuss about Lorentz force also. Finally, conclusions. See here, this is a general case. See here, a person is trying to apply a force on a body. What happens to that body? If the magnitude of the force is very less, then nothing may happen to the body. If the magnitude is sufficient, sometimes the position of the body may changes like this, and sometimes the direction of the body may changes, that means rotation can takes place. And sometimes if body is already in motion, then this external force helps to improve or decrease the velocity of the body. That means if this force, if body is already in motion, then this force sometimes helps to increase the velocity, and if the force is acting opposite to the velocity, then the velocity of the body may decrease. Now finally, in general case, when force applied to the body, what happens? If the magnitude is less, nothing may happens. If magnitude is sufficient, sometimes position may changes, sometimes direction changes or rotation may takes place, velocity may increase or decrease, sometimes momentum changes, kinetic energy changes, sometimes because of these force work may be done. So this is the effect of force. Now our question is, if the charged particle is moving in electric field, then how much force act on the charge? That is we have to find out. At the same time, if the charged particle is moving in magnetic field, then how much force acts on the charge? This is our task to find here, right? Now first one, let us find the force acting on a charged particle which is placed in electric field. See here, see that this diagram. Let us consider a charge q which is placed in electric field. The electric field direction here I have shown here. See here, this is the direction of electric field. The mass of the charged particle is m and charge is q, which is moving with velocity v. Now the force acting on this charge can be determined from general formula. Electric field E is equal to F by Q. From that, F is equal to E into Q. Sorry, here it is generally E is equal to F by Q, right? From that, F is equal to QE. So F is the force which is acting on a charged particle with charge q is moving in a electric field of strength E. Because of this force, the motion of the charged particle is altered. That means the motion will be affected due to this force. What happens? See here, if the particle is at rest in electric field, that means velocity v is equal 0. In this case, even though charged particle is at rest, because of this electric field, charge slowly starts moving. That means the velocity of charged particle gradually increases throughout the electric field. After leaving the electric field, it moves with a constant speed. Next one, if the particle is already moving with velocity v and it is entered in electric field, then its velocity v gradually increases if it is moving along the direction of the field. That means, if the body is moving along the direction of the field, then its velocity gradually increases, and after leaving the electric field, it moves with a constant speed. Next one, if the body is moving opposite to the electric field, then its velocity gradually decreases, and sometimes if the strength of the electric field is enough, it may become 0 and charged particle may move in opposite direction also. See here, I will show you. See here, this is the generally direction of electric field is always from positive to negative. So, see here, there are positive charges, stationary positive charges and negative charges are separated by some distance. Now, the electric field is formed in this two stationary charges is like this. So, this is my electric field. Now, I have shown my electric field with E, right. Now, in this electric field, a charge q, here this animated figure is my charge here. So, a charge q which is moving inside the electric field, that means which is approaching the electric field. What happens? When the charge enters into the field, a force acts on the charge. That force affects the motion of this charged particle. Sometimes that force may be attractive and sometimes that force may be repulsive. If the incoming charge is negative, then the force is attractive. If incoming charge is positive, then the force is repulsive. See here, first case number 1, my charge is at rest. There is an electric field and there is a charge, but my charge is rest in electric field. Velocity here is 0. Even though because of this electric field which is applying a force F is equal to QE, now my charge slowly starts moving away from the electric field. That means it is moving along the direction of electric field. So, if the particle is rest in electric field, that means velocity is equal to 0, then it slowly starts moving along the direction of the field. As long as it move in electric field, its velocity gradually increases. After leaving the field, it moves with a constant speed. Second case, now see, a negative charge is approaching the electric field. See, my electric field direction is from left to right. Now, a negative charge is approaching from right to left. Because of the negative charge, electric field, the force acting in electric field is positive. Now, when positive force is applied on the charge, its velocity increases. You see here, if the negative charge is approaching electric field, before entering into the electric field, its velocity is slow, but after entering into the electric field, its velocity is increased. That means, when negative charge is entering into the electric field, the force acting is attractive, so that the velocity of the charge increases. Now, see the second case, when positive charge is approaching. See here, if the charge is positive, now when positive charge is approaching the electric field, this force which is applied by electric field is now repulsive. So, because of this repulsive force, before entering into the field, it is moving very fastly, but after entering into the field, it is moving very slowly. That means, the velocity of charge is decreased in this case. See here once again, before field it is fastly moving, but after entering into the field, its velocity gradually decreases. This is when a charge is positive. Okay. Now, finally, if the charged particle is moving in electric field, what happens? First, if the particle is at rest, then it slowly starts moving and its velocity gradually increases and it moves along the direction of electric field and it leaves with a constant speed. Second one, if the particle is moving with velocity v along the direction of electric field, then its velocity gradually increases and it moves with a constant velocity after leaving the field. Number third, if the particle is moving in opposite direction to the electric field, then its velocity gradually decreases and it becomes 0 if enough strength is there, right. This is the case of motion of charged particle in electric field. Now second one, motion of charged particle in magnetic field. Let us consider a charge q of mass m is moving with velocity v in magnetic field. Magnetic field induction is B here. Now in this magnetic field a q charge is moving here. See here, this is my charge which is moving with velocity v in random direction. It is not parallel, it is not anti-parallel, it is not a perpendicular, just in a random direction a charged particle is moving with velocity v, right. Now the force acting on this charged particle due to this magnetic field F is equal to q into v cross b, where q is the charge and v is the velocity and b is the magnetic induction. If you remove cross product, I have to write F is equal to q v b sin theta. Here theta is the angle between velocity and magnetic field direction. The direction of this resultant force which is acting on the charged particle is perpendicular to the plane which contains v and b. Now see here, depending on the value of theta I will get three cases. Case number 1, if my theta becomes 0, if my theta becomes 90 or velocity becomes 0, in this way we will get three cases. First one, case number 1, if my charged particle is at rest in magnetic field. First case is there is a charge q and there is a magnetic field B, but that charge is kept rest in magnetic field. That means that charged particle is taking rest in magnetic field. If charged particle is at rest, then velocity becomes 0. If v is 0, then F is equal to q v b sin theta, everything becomes 0. That means if my charged particle is at rest in magnetic field, then resultant force acting is 0. That means no force experienced by the charged particle. Case number 2, if there is a charged particle and it is moving in magnetic field, but it is moving parallel to the magnetic field. That means parallel to the magnetic field means theta becomes 0, because the theta is the angle between v and b. Now theta is equal 0, if I substitute theta is equal 0, F is equal to q v b sin 0, sin 0 becomes 0, so total F becomes 0. So if there is a charged particle but it is moving along the direction of magnetic field, then again no force experienced by the charged particle. Next one, let us suppose if it is moving anti-parallel to the magnetic field. Anti-parallel means 180 degrees. If the charged particle is moving opposite to the magnetic field, then theta becomes 180, sin 180 also becomes 0, so again 0. That means if the charged particle is moving along the direction or anti-parallel to the field, along the direction or opposite to the direction, you will get resultant force is 0. That means no force experienced by the charged particle. Next one, case number 3, if the charged particle is moving perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. In case if the charged particle is moving perpendicular to the magnetic field, then theta becomes 90. If theta becomes 90, then sin 90 becomes 1, so F is equal to q v b. That means the maximum force experienced by the charged particle in this case, that is equal to q v b. This is the force experienced by the charged particle when it is moving perpendicularly. If it is not parallel, if it is not anti-parallel, if it is not a perpendicular, just it is moving with a arbitrary angle theta, then my force F is equal to q v b sin theta, right. Now if this much force is acting on the charged particle, then what happens to that particle? If this is the force acting, F is equal to q v b is acting on the charged particle, because of this force the motion of the charged particle is affected. How? Kinetic energy there is no change, but direction of the particle motion is altered. That means the direction is changed when it is after entering into the magnetic field. It takes a circular path. The path traversed when a charged particles enter into the magnetic field with velocity v, then it changes its direction of motion and it travel in a circular path. Since when a charged particle moving in circular path, there are two forces acting on the particle. One is because of the magnetic field, F is equal to q v b, Actually we have to write sin theta. I have taken extreme force, that means theta becomes 90 case. So F is equal to QVB, and another one is when it is moving in a circular path, centripetal force also acts on the charged particle. Now centripetal force is mv square by r, and force due to magnetic field will be QVB. Equate these two, then what I will get? QVB is equal to mv square by r. If I cancel Vv and rewrite that equation for r, then what I will get? mv by qb. This is the radius of a circular path in which charged particle is moving in magnetic field, right? Now see here, first case one is charged particle is moving parallel or anti-parallel to the magnetic field. First one here, the direction of the the direction of the magnetic field is from left side to right side. Yellow color arrows are the indications of magnetic field. Direction is from left to right. Black color is my negative charge, red color is my positive charge. Now when a charge is moving parallel or anti-parallel to the field, now what happens? Theta becomes 0 or 180 because of parallel. Now sin 0 becomes 0, that means total F becomes 0. That means when a charged particle is moving along this direction shown by arrow mark, now it always moves in same direction without any changes. That means there is no change in the motion of the charge because the resultant force acting is 0 in this case. Next one, see here, if the charge is moving perpendicular to the field, see here my red color charge is moving into the magnetic field. Here this is the magnetic field, this is the magnetic field. There into marks, cross mark shows the magnetic field direction is perpendicular to the plane of the paper. It is not from left to right or right to left, it is perpendicularly inside the paper, right? Now when a charged particle is moving with velocity v and it is entering into the field, after entering it chooses a circular path. Now it is moving in circular path. The radius of that circular path is r. From above derivation r becomes mv by qb, but actually linear velocity v is equal to omega r. Omega is angular frequency. If I substitute that one, r is equal to m omega r by qb. R cancel and rewrite that equation for omega. Omega is equal to qb by m. Now actually omega is equal to 2 pi f, where f is frequency. Now just write this equation for frequency. F is equal to qb by 2 pi m. This is the frequency of revolution of a charged particle after coming into the magnetic field, right? Now see here, radius formula is mv by qb, frequency formula is qb by 2 pi m. In both the cases, that radius and frequency depends on charge q, mass m and magnetic field b. Now see, if I increase b, then what happens to radius? In case of radius, b is in denominator, so if I increase b, r decreases. In case of frequency, it is in numerator, so if I increase b, f increases. That means if I increase magnetic field, the radius of circular path decreases and frequency increases. In the similarly, if I increase mass, then radius increases and mass frequency decreases. If I increase charge, then radius decreases and frequency increases. This is how the frequency and radius depends on magnetic field B and mass m and charge q. Now we will see how the path of the charged particle affected when magnetic field B is increasing. If B is increasing, then radius of the charged particle should decrease and frequency should increase. See here, there is a positive charge here, this is my positive charge. this is the magnetic field. Here dot shows the direction of the magnetic field. Dot shows the magnetic field direction is perpendicular to the plane of the paper and it is outward from the plane. Now see here, B is the magnetic field, Q is the charge which is entering into the magnetic field. Now after entering into the magnetic field, it takes the circular path like this. This is the circular path in which it is moving. Now what I am doing, I am increasing the magnetic field, that means dots are increasing. If I increase the magnetic field, now it takes a circular path which radius less and frequency is more. See here, it is moving very fastly, right. If I increase further magnetic field, then it is taking another circular path with small radius and speed is high. That means if I increase the magnetic field, radius is decreasing and frequency is increasing. Same thing if I do with a negative charge, here I have taken positive charge. Now what I am doing, I am taking a negative charge and doing same experiment. See here, black color is my negative charge, magnetic field is less, now it is taking a circular path with radius larger. Okay. Now what I am doing, just I am increasing magnetic field, now it is taking a circular path of radius less than the first one, and if you observe carefully, the speed is increasing. Now if I increase further magnetic field, now it is taking a circular path even smaller than first two. Now the speed is increasing. So if the magnetic field is increasing, then the charged particle circular path radius decreases and frequency increases. This is the how radius and frequency of charged particle changes with magnetic field. Now see here, similarly if I increase mass of the particle, then radius increases and frequency decreases. If I increase Q, charge, that is charge, then radius decreases and frequency increases. This also we can see. Next, Lorentz force. It is the force acting on a charged particle when it is placed in electric and magnetic fields simultaneously. That means there is a charge Q which is moving with velocity V, is placed in magnetic field B and electric field E at a time. That means at same time magnetic field B and electric field E acting on the charged particle. Now if the electric field acts on the charged particle, force become EQ. If the magnetic field acts on the charged particle, force become Q into V cross B. Because both are acting at same time, now my F becomes EQ plus Q into V cross B. If I take Q common, then F is equal to Q into E plus V cross B. This is the formula for Lorentz force. This is the resultant force acting on a charged particle when it is placed in electric and magnetic fields simultaneously. Right. Now we will see if the Lorentz force acts on the body, then what happens to the charged particle. See here, this is a plane which the magnetic field direction is like this and my charged particle is moving in this direction, velocity direction is this one. Okay. Now here this is my charged particle, right. See here, along the x direction velocity of the particle, that means a charged particle is moving along the x direction with velocity v. Along the y direction I am applying a magnetic field B. Along the z direction electric field is applied. Now the resultant of these three, that means the Lorentz force acts along the direction shown with yellow color, and the path of the charged particle is helical in this case. Why it is helical? Because if only electric field acting on the charged particle, the velocity of the particle should increase. If only magnetic field acts on the charged particle, there is no change in electric velocity, but direction has to change, but both fields acting at same time, so velocity increases, at the same time it has to follow circular path. In this way it follows a helical, like this, it follows a helical path. If you see this animation, see here, this is my charged particle moving with a velocity v along the x direction. Now after it entering into the magnetic field, now it follows a circular path as shown in animation, right? You see once again, it is entering into the magnetic field and it follows a circular path, helical path, and as long as electric field acting on the charged particle, it moves in electric field direction like this. This is the result of Lorentz force, right? Next, moving charge in electric field, what happens? QE charge acts on the particle. If the charged particle is at rest, then slowly it starts moving and velocity gradually increases, and if the charged particle is moving along the direction of the field, then velocity increases. If it is moving opposite to the electric field, then velocity decreases. If the charge is in magnetic field, then F is equal to Q into V cross B. Now F is equal to QVB sin theta. Depending on theta, I will get case number 1. If V becomes 0, then F becomes 0. If theta becomes 0, F becomes 0. If theta becomes 90, then maximum force act on the charged particle, that is QVB. Because of this force, the charged particle takes a circular path. The path radius is mv by qb and the frequency is qb by 2 pi m. Finally, conclusions. We have studied general case, if the force act on the body, what happens. Next, we have studied the force acting on a charged particle placed in electric field and what is the effect of that force, and we have studied the force acting on a charged particle which is placed in magnetic field and its effect. Finally, we have studied the force acting on a charged particle which is placed in electric and magnetic field simultaneously, which is called Lorentz force. We have studied the effect of Lorentz force also, right? Thank you very much.